This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Pulp Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The campaign is Two Headed Serpent. It was written by Paul Fricker, Scott Dorward, and Mathew Sanderson. It's available directly from Chaosium and also from Drive-Thru RPG. I'm the Keeper of Arcane Lore, and this is episode 15. Our recap will be given by Julian Arba as his hero, Stony Cooper. So without any further delays, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Julian?
Thank you, Tom. We are back in New York, and that is a good thing, I think. We had a rather harrowing escape from Borneo. Shapiro was shooting at us, and we took care of him, and the next thing we know, Buzz is fiddling around with panels and black rectangles and all sorts of electronic devices. And he's trying to make it work, and we're trying to figure it out. That's when we start to see images from different places. Some places we kind of recognize, and other places we don't. So much so that we attract some attention of something, and this something spits a lot of goo on Fern, and she gets burned really badly. Green tries to help. We start to notice that these spheres start to open and close all around us, and we get really worried that whatever this thing is, it's just going to become a really bad problem. Buzz eventually uses a grenade to disable the facility. It's kind of like our key, skeleton key for everything. It just kind of works for everything. And we understand that we must have severed a connection with the dream world. I'm not really familiar with the dream world. I've never heard of it before, so maybe I can learn some more about it. So at this point, we decide it's time to go. But we still have a problem. The box. What do we do with the box? And that's when the idea came, we're just going to try to lower it down into this big hole created by a dole. And let it explode down there. Most of us head down to the village and get out as many people as we possibly can. I decide to stay back for the others who are going to trigger the drop device, and we get out of there somehow. I really kind of regret what we had to do. It, unfortunately, killed a lot of people, and I'm not very happy about that. I wish we could have come up with a different solution for the box. But on the way out, Dr. Green and Dr. Harrow discover that they have contracted the Yellow Death. And they do take the medicine to keep them going. And in the meantime, they have a conversation and a decision that they're going to become snake people like Goose, and in an effort to cure themselves of this Yellow Death. I'm not sure what that's like to experience that, making that sort of change. It must be difficult, but they seem to be handling it very well. Um, we do have a conversation once we get back to New York, kind of like a debriefing. Dr. Meadham is there, and he kind of explains and congratulates us on our good work. I guess we did good work. And we get some information about maybe what the Inner Knight was doing with that facility, trying to find a gateway to Mu. I don't know if they ever found it or not, but it seems like that whatever they were trying to do, they screwed up and got a dole, and that's what created the mountain to keep the dole from escaping. But, big problems like that require big solutions, so that's probably the best thing they could have done. Yeah. But after our meeting with Meadham and some of the other folks, we all kind of start to get together and we start to think. And we start to arouse some suspicions about our employers. And, we're kind of wondering a little bit more. What do we need to know more about Caduceus and this organization that we probably should have known from the beginning? So we got a hold of a security briefing and learned about something going on at the Meadham estate. And I'm not really sure exactly what's going on over there, but apparently I think this is more like an annex, or they're doing some experiments over there that we probably should learn more about. And we're going to spend our time here probably looking around, seeing what we can find out more about Meadham, the inner circle, and our employers.
All right. So it's fairly early in the day, we'll say, and you guys are free to do whatever you wish. We'll say that you start together so that you can discuss what you want to do with each other. You're having breakfast, we'll say.
Well, I know, I think I need to work on some sort of device to help us out a little bit more, I think we're in a lot of situations where conventional weapons aren't doing the best outside of the grenades, but
That's also true. I also just thought of the letter. If I give you a bit of my essence, Buzz, do you think you could work something out that can detect snake pheromones or snake human or snake hybrid human pheromones?
yeah, maybe, Stony, I mean, we worked on that analyzer that we lost, but I think
Yeah.
similar principles probably that maybe we can make a portable version that samples, I don't know.
Yeah.
Put our heads together there.
I think it's a great idea, actually. That could potentially give us an advantage. Um, and I think we still have the instruction manual
Yeah,
downstairs.
we do have that.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
something we can
mean,
definitely work on.
if you have time and everything, but I just thought that might give us a huge boon. And it's
Yeah.
definitely possible because apparently it's in that mansion that we just read about. So
It has to be similar principles, I'd say. Yeah, I'm think I got a couple ideas about some things I want to try to work on. I want to get another look at some of the stuff we picked up out of the jungle, and see if I can do anything with that. Something just to kind of give us a leg up, whenever we run into stuff that we need to, fight back against.
Well, I was thinking maybe something, because I know we had the grenades and they did come in awfully handy, but they're a little bit hefty and not super large, but a little large to be carrying around a ton of them. And I was wondering if maybe we could come up with something in a smaller form, like a vial or a capsule that will kind of do the same thing.
Hmm. That's funny. I was thinking along parallel but different lines, something that could produce an explosive like that again and again, rather than having to carry a device around that only has 4 or 6 cartridges. If there was some, even if we understood the principles of that gate better, a tiny gate, an inch in diameter instead of, say, 10 miles, if I could throw a bit of the sun 40 feet, that would definitely impede the progress of a thing whose mouth goes the wrong way.
Yeah. I've been inspired by your ability to throw things. I think I could do something with that tech from the jungle where I could, not with my mind necessarily, but harness where I could project things with my hand, maybe.
Mm. I'm curious as to whether the transformation that I've begun to undergo is going to affect neurological structures that might have mythic corollaries that make this possible. So I'll have to be monitoring my own ability.
Well, hopefully it'll enhance them. Because, I mean, they already seem to be privy to magical abilities that we have no understanding of.
They, after all, have an enormously longer evolutionary history than we have. So they have developed certain things, I suspect, yes, considerably longer than or more deeply than we have. I'd also be, Miss Meadows, perfectly happy to help you process any samples you managed to bring back from the jungle. There were so many exotic flora and fauna, and some things perhaps that may have remained from the dreamlands that if you can study scientifically. I mean, I'm not a botanist, but I, of course, am functional biology. I can use a microscope and a pipette and whatnot. So if
Well,
there's
I did
research to be
bring
done
back
there,
some of those luminescent mushrooms. The the luminosity off of them might be useful in case we get in a dark environment and maybe we want to track where we've been. We can just make a smear of it and be able to track our path.
And you figure out what's useful, and I can try to figure out a contraption to make it, practical for us.
I'll have to go down to the lab and get into these. But I also wanted to talk to Tierney because I don't reckon any of us have a good handle on Call, and I think if she could write some things down and translate it to English on paper, I could translate whatever we could find in text very easily.
we should also Green. Oh, Green?
Where
He,
he was with us off the plane.
Yeah.
he had something to do, I think he said. He had a plan or something.
Maybe he went on a bender. Did he seem like a drinker to you?
Or he saw a debt collector and he,
Or
he
or
dug out.
pockets need picking.
Hmm.
You never know
It-
with that man.
He'll turn up. He'll get chased off by the mob or something and need some backup. So,
Yes, if we
Right,
all
like a
keep our
bad
ears,
penny.
they do turn up. Just keep your ears out for a frightened cry. He'll follow soon after.
check anybody on the street in the fetal position.
Yes, so in addition, I expect to spend some considerable time. With you, of course, Ms. Meadows wish to speak to Tirnish. Of course, I have a new cause to understand her culture better. And I also want to do remedial research in the library here. Now that we're aware of a dreamland and ghouls, I'd like to, fill in some of the background that we didn't get from Eddie.
Well,
I'm just
that's all well and good, but the last time we spoke to her, she was quite irritated from being caged up in that room. I don't know how helpful she's going to feel towards us. You got
well,
a
I
plan to sweeten her up?
I
Maybe we
have
better take Goose.
yeah, I mean she and Goose and I are now part of a lineage for all practical purposes.
Yeah, and I think I had good rapport with her before, so you know, I can
I
try and smooth things over. We can also try and figure out if we can help her somehow. But for my part, I also wanted to check out, if I could get on the one of the top floors, if I could get to the executive suite and snoop around a little, maybe find some references or to that second basement that we learned about, or maybe some other stuff to see if everything is, if there are other things we need to know about Caduceus that we don't yet.
Yes, I tread carefully up there. I don't think they'd be slow to respond with violence if you were caught, but there's certainly information up there that I think we'll want.
I mean, I have my ways. I definitely think I'm up for it.
Well, if you need a distraction or anything, I'm sure I can cause a minor, fire emergency in the first basement.
Um, guys notice that there is an odd sort of clicking sound when Gustav is talking, and you realize that he seems to have what look at first like vampire fangs that keep clicking when he opens and closes his mouth. And Gustav, you probably at the moment find them annoying, like
Yeah,
having
I'm still
something
getting
new
used to
attached,
it.
and they're sharp as hell. So
Yeah, especially if we're eating breakfast or something, it's
keep
always
poking your
annoying.
tongue.
Well, how is
Yeah.
that breakfast? Does it taste any different to you?
I mean, the taste is it's delicious as ever. I've had better breakfasts, but I've had way worse. But it's more the teeth that get in the way.
Yeah, I
And
Um,
I'm
mean,
still also
do you have like a craving for mice or anything?
no, right? I
when
don't think
when
so.
you suggest that to Gustav, so there's an odd thing, Gustav. You can't quite put your finger on it, but the uh, the sensation of swallowing your food is extremely pleasurable. And you are thinking that if it was wiggling, it would be even more pleasurable.
I'm still gonna deny that I have a craving
Yeah.
for mice, but yeah. Oh no. I mean,
I guess from the snake people's point of view, only ghouls eat dead things.
no, it's more
Ghouls
like
and humans.
you ever had like a small burn wound or a small bump in the inside of your mouth, and you just keep touching it with your tongue and stuff like that. It's off. This is like that, only a little worse because it's a little bigger than that. So
I
you've got
wonder if
something
you're
to look forward
venomous
to, Dr.
now.
Harrow. I mean, we could test. I don't think I'm venomous, but we could definitely test it.
Did you
Oh,
have
fun.
teeth come out that were replaced, or did your teeth change shape?
I'm looking towards the GM.
Yeah, whatever you want it to be. They're retractable,
Well,
so they pull in when you like a cobra's fangs or a rattlesnake's fangs.
I woke up a morning or two ago, and I just had all this blood on my nightgown and few teeth laying in bed here and there. So, you lose your own trusted teeth, and you get a whole set of new ones.
Well, you might hold on to your human teeth as a memento.
Necklace.
$1 each from the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, I put them under my pillow, but
Do you feel any differently about, say, pancakes than you did a few weeks ago?
I mean, I think, pancakes are so-so. You'd need to have a very good chef to make a real meal out of pancakes.
Hmm.
They're cheap and they're easy to make, but they are not like haute cuisine or something.
Oh, what about your smell, Goose? Can you smell things better now?
You tell me. You can taste things better.
I mean, if I could taste things better, it makes sense that I smell things better. I can smell things a little bit better, but the annoying part is I have to keep my mouth open and kind of move my tongue around a bit. So it's not really practical if you're in common places where a lot of normal humans are, so to say.
You probably noticed that Dr. Harrow's looking a little pale.
Right, and you wouldn't want to go around public with your mouth agape. People might
Yeah.
notice those big chompers you got now.
Yeah, and slitting my tongue in and out. It gets you weird looks. I'm right. I try to be inconspicuous, not conspicuous. So
Unless you're at a circus sideshow, then you'd fit in.
It's true. That is true.
Good point, Sony. So if I ever need to change careers, I know what to do. Or if the inner knight ever infiltrates a circus show or something.
Very true.
All right. So who
Are
wants
we?
to?
I'm sorry. Are we eating breakfast inside Caduceus or somewhere just in New York?
Well, I was thinking inside Caduceus, but you guys tell me. There is a commissary in Caduceus.
I think that we are suspicious enough of the organization that we'd rather go to a diner down the street,
Yeah.
Okay.
under
Yeah,
the
so-
cover of the clatter of silverware. That's probably where we lost Green, between the Institute and the diner. He
Yeah.
fell back. He's wont to slip behind us when we're moving forward.
Because as we're heading back, I want to just count the amount of floors from HQ, from the first until top floor. See if how many there are. We had a secret basement. Maybe
Well,
we have
that,
secret floor as well.
do we know how far away Meadham's place is from here? I don't know. Should we check it out sometime? Just
Connecticut.
maybe. Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business in the city, home in the suburbs, probably as big as a city block based on the size of his pharmaceutical empire. But I don't, when you get out farther on the coast, between those towns like, Newport and what have you, there are mansions.
Probably
Oh.
after our breakfast, I'm gonna circle over by my shop just to make sure my mouth didn't get Frankie in trouble. She's supposed to be any of Bonanno's cars that come through. She's supposed to be putting in some fail safes for us. Just make sure that nobody stopped by and giving her trouble since I, insulted the mob when I was too much in my drinks and high on being a big damn hero.
So, Gustav, to answer a couple of your questions, since you're observing, when you're outside, when you're, walking towards the Meadham building, you've been told there's 18 floors. But there is also an architectural feature on the roof, uh, kind of a big dome, like I want to say like the Capitol building, but not that grandiose. But there's a big green copper dome, and there's some sort of structure up there. Now, you don't know if that's open to the 18th floor or if it's just nothing, just a
Just
design,
for
but it's big
aesthetics.
enough. It's definitely big enough that put a you could put another small building inside of it. Um, when you're looking from the outside of the building up at the thing, you can see that the windows on the two top floors are bigger and more prestigious looking than the others. And
Makes
you can
sense.
count the floors from the ground up, that there's 18. Um, they also tend to be bigger on the 18, 17 and 18, so probably the ceilings are much higher up towards the top.
Do those
Um,
fancier windows up there have little stone balconies and that sort of thing?
they do. There's ledges all around. It's a very old and beautiful and fancy building. Um, they look small from down here, but they're probably 2 or 3 feet wide, right underneath the windows. And then that there's from the ground down, there's a garage down below, and you knew there was a basement, although definitely the garage is down lower than the basement. So you would have guessed maybe one basement and then the garage, but maybe it's a basement, and a garage, because you
Might
do
be a
go
good
down
point
a
of infiltration.
slant.
I point out that that also might be a good point of infiltration if you're looking for the second basement.
Well, I'll
Uh,
go
Um,
snooping
okay.
with you. That sounds like fun.
Do- Dr. Harrow, what's like the max amount of weight that you can get up somewhere with your mind? I saw you looking at those balconies, and is there an idea brewing or?
Uh, I'm interested in external points of access. Yes, certainly. But it was rather trying for me to lift that one attacker outside of the uh, conch shell tower high enough to drop it. I wouldn't pick a man of your size up many times higher without the intent to drop him, because should I find myself exhausted or distracted, that would be extremely difficult for you to talk your way out of.
Okay.
That said, we should look at other tall buildings in the neighborhood with an eye toward inspecting the copper dome more carefully. That even could be an observatory. Sometimes those domes have segments that slide apart. Conversely, there could just be a water tower in there and it could be entirely decorative. We could also try to get plans from City Hall. Even the Meadams have to submit documented blueprints. That might be helpful. Or it might be the simplest thing to, just discover the code to the executive elevator and just slip up there at night or something. I mean, we don't necessarily have to go to the heights of daring do to get into a building to which most of which were granted access.
Right, maybe you could observe who's coming and going from those floors and be sneaky with your hands, steal their ID card or something.
Steal the ID card, get into a disguise that passes them if you don't look too carefully. That definitely sounds. You raise a lot of
well,
good points, Dr. Harrow.
Yep.
um, All right. So, Gustav, if that's what your mission is to kind of snoop around the building and get your feel for it, you realize early on that there are 5 elevators in the building. And 3 of those elevators, three of those elevators do not go to either the 7th, 8th, or the 17th or 18th floor. So when you guys go up, you take up a different elevator. The elevator that you normally take up, it does go to the 8th and the 7th and 8th floor and down into the basement. But to get beyond that, to get up to the 18th, 17th, and 18th floor, there's a key access. You have to turn a key for it to take you up there.
So these are very modern automated elevators that don't have an operator in them.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, I will say one thing, given that information. If Jack Bellamy can't make a fake key to get into a different floor of the elevator, then I can't cure the hiccups.
That's pretty hard to cure the hiccups.
Well, no, you just think of the last white horse he saw. That's what my granny always said.
So as a result, the normal employees can go to the normal employee floors. You guys can go to the 6 and 7 and the labs. And then somebody with the key can go up to or down to the rooms that you aren't aware of. And yes, locksmithing is
Mechanical.
Yeah. So I want you to think too about, you're going to be here for, let's get this out of the way. If you're going to be here for a week or so, let's say, what specific things would you like to train on to get better at? Did you all
all of
renewed your
us are,
luck, right? Yeah, all of you.
well, I know I want to work on fighting brawl for knives.
Okay.
I know I want to work on Nah Call.
Okay.
I'm curious. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Well, I was just going to say those 2 things seem reasonable. So why don't you give yourself D10 plus 5 in those skills. You meet a nice fellow that is one of the training people for combat fighting, and he works out with you, gets you knife fighting. How'd you do?
Maybe it was that man that Stoney was working with.
Did you ever meet that man?
I didn't, but Stoney told me about him.
I did tell him about it.
It does fit his prescription. Yeah, his name is, what's his name? Randall Burke. Yeah, and thus in your conversation with Stoney finds out that the guy is actually working here and went to the gym because he was watching you. He is a Brazilian capoeira expert. So, how about Stoney? What skills or things do you want to develop?
So I actually wouldn't mind having some more lessons from Randall as well. I was quite impressed with his the way he threw me around. Um, and it wouldn't hurt to learn a little bit more Nakakal. I think that would be helpful as well. I think the more
Okay.
of us that know that would be beneficial.
Yeah, I'd say you can do the same thing with the not call is add 5 points plus 10 or
Okay.
10 a D10 plus 5.
Okay.
So you're going to
that's
get at least
7.
5 6 points.
That's 7 is what I got.
Cool.
I assume we all get our recover full hit points.
Yes, you can say that since you're here.
And I think at least two of us should investigate the offer of psychotherapy on the lower floor. I definitely feel somewhat addled, but I wonder if we shouldn't make sure that it's effective and safe before everyone takes part. I don't know what kind of practices they are. As a medical doctor with some degree of experience in psychology and even hypnosis, I feel as though if I think that it's safe and effective, I can advise the rest of you that it is. But if I'm fooled, it might be good that somebody else goes.
Well, also, maybe you'll be able to put the Ooga Boogas on them to find out some information about some of these other employees here.
Well, that's an interesting question because I can't imagine what kind of security clearance the therapists have that they could talk to people in our position who know things that are being scrupulously kept from public knowledge. I wonder what their background and experience is and so on. So I'd like to make an appointment with, this whoever in the staff handles that. Do we have a new handler post Shapiro?
It's going to be Gonsalves at this point.
Okay.
And he does seem well informed on everything going on. He does have third level clearance. So he also has clearance to the upstairs. If Dr. Gonsalves recommends the psychologist, then he'll assure you that they've been thoroughly vetted and that they've dealt with this sort of thing from us for years now. So they have a lot of experience. Fern and Stony are getting training lessons from Randall.
I've just gone back to my shop just to check in with Frankie, see if she has been harassed by Bonanno's people, and how progress is coming on, if they brought any vehicles in, what she's done to give us a safeguard against them.
She says they haven't had any trouble. Business has been usual. They do seem, Caduceus does seem to be checking up on her quite frequently.
Interesting. Checking up how? Like, are they coming in here? Are they?
Well, yeah, they're kind of snooping around. I think they're just making sure that you haven't stolen any weird equipment or anything.
Okay. As long as it stays at that, I think we're okay.
And she's like, I would of course put anything secretive like that into our secret laboratories where nobody knows what they are. But
Excellent. I'm thinking for Bonanno's cars, if he brings any in, because I was a real jerk to him. I just something simple, maybe to like puncture tires or something if we need to, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine he's going to let me talk to him that way and just be, okay with
well,
it.
maybe
So
maybe being quiet is a bad thing,
Yeah.
you know, because we
It
haven't had
just,
any business from them at all.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I definitely will watch myself, but we had a way of doing things before he came around, and I don't know. It was easier.
Indeed. I mean, he changed the way they do everything. They've turned it into a business now.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I'll let you keep to it. Let me know anything that comes up, or, if you have any ideas on how to, you know, launch grenades farther than my arm can throw them, because that seems to be our method of dealing with things is throw a grenade at him or stuff a grenade in it or something of the like. So
Do a luck roll for me.
that's a pass. That is 22 under
Okay.
80.
Okay. She says, "Well, no, boss, but I have been fiddling around with that weird thing you brought in, and I think I got it rigged up. Oh, here." And she says, "Let me show you." And the base of that, the thing that was a glass sphere,
Yeah.
of course, doesn't have the glass sphere, but um, uh, she's found a way to sort of remote control it. Uh, she's got what literally looks like a joystick sort of thing. Um, and she can get it now to hover about an inch above the ground and move slowly in any direction. She says, I think that it's probably capable of going much faster, but at the moment, I haven't figured anything about that out.
Okay.
But
That's
hell, it's anti-gravity.
yeah. That's great, Frankie. Keep messing with it. If you can find a way to take what it's doing there, and because I'm trying to think of a way that I can use it to. So I'm one of the gentlemen on this with us can move things with his mind. It's pretty cool. If I could replicate that with like anti-gravity in a way, if I could, sweep a person off their feet or throw a branch into them or, throw a grenade by just flicking my wrist, just mess
Well,
around with it.
I mean, we don't really know how it's working yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we can sort of, flipping a switch is one thing, but knowing how it's working, it seems to have a lot to do with those green sort of crystals that are inside there.
Yeah.
Um, so if you can get any more of those, that would be cool.
I'll see what I can do.
Cool.
All right. Well, keep the wheels on everything. Watch your back for bananas, guys. Yeah, I don't know when I'll be back full time in here, but I will be. So
Dr. Haro.
So regarding the not call lessons we're all taking, I
Mhm.
assume that some of that's going to just be studying with Tiranish, and maybe we're going to have a group conversation with Tiranish in the near future, quite possibly when Green, who's also in transition, shows up from, assuming he doesn't show up on the East River with cement on his ankles. But in terms of my work in the library, again, there must be texts that describe these dreamlands. I'm curious about. I have a smidgen of dream lore that I've recovered. I've got a smidgen of occult, and I know how to use a library. So I'd like to figure out. I mean, if the ghouls can traverse them, then so can another adapt. I'm sure you don't need to consume human flesh to use those channels, and having ways to move great distances, etc. So I'd like to spend some time at the
Looking for that.
Caduceus Library But
So,
that is my first focus.
since it's pretty specific, why don't you do a Cthulhu Mythos roll and see if you can
Okay.
find.
That is an interesting percentage. Yes, 95 says I'm not locating those texts or understanding what I find.
Do you speak any foreign languages?
I have, of course, in addition to a smidgen of Na'akal, I have Latin because I'm a doctor. But
Okay.
that is not that is not a focus of my academic work.
You find a number of books, but they're in German.
Mhm. Yeah.
And yeah, you don't know what. One of them is Unaussprechlichen Kulten, which you do get from that title, the unspeakable cults.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
the word ghoul does appear in there a few times. I mean, you're not really looking because you can't really read it.
Yeah, it's probably not only in German but written in Fraktur too, so it
Yeah,
just
it's
looks
in
like
front,
a bunch of thorny
like
spikes to
black
me.
letter. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a facility within Caduceus to help me with the translation of this, but that's also potentially dangerous. No. So I'll say that's a few hours of frustrating work right there, but I will flag that text for future reference.
Okay. And I just realized that I told you the wrong book. The book is Cultist as Ghouls.
Quote
That's
this.
why,
Oh,
yeah, you see it.
and I don't have French either, so.
Yeah. So that's, yeah. Anyways, the answer to that is probably, but people in this building do seem to be very busy, doing all sorts of other stuff. Um,
I mean,
all
we're
right.
very important, I'd like to point out.
Yep, you guys are the heroes. Those people are just minions.
That's right.
Uh,
But a 95 is also a 95.
all right. So you guys have managed to regain some of your, or you've managed to increase your skills. Um, so the day comes a day or two later when you want to go talk to Tiranish, and you're all together, we'll say, because that makes it easy. You get in the elevator and you go down to the basement, and just as you get off the elevator, you can hear some loud, angry arguing coming from down the hallway towards her thing, her cage, if you will,
Her beautiful apartment that she
her
can't leave.
apartment. Yeah. And you can hear her yell, you can hear somebody else yell, and it's obviously having to do with, you're keeping me a prisoner. Why are you keeping me here? You won't let me out to explore. All I need is I can disguise myself. You've got to give me more freedom, and that goes back and forth as you're moving towards her thing. So at the moment, there's a big fight going on in that room.
Does it sound like Gonzalez?
Well, you hear Gonsalves's voice, but you also hear DeLuca,
Mm.
and the door slides open, and DeLuca says, uh, I don't know any reason why I should even try at this point. You seem very unreasonable. Um, Good day. And he comes out, and Gonsalves is there for a moment, and he says, I'm truly sorry. And they both come out and see you in the hallway. And DeLuca just roughly sort of walks past you. And Gonsalves sort of taps one of you on the shoulder and says, she's not in a good mood today.
I would guess not. It sounds like she wants some time out of her cage.
Well, you know, princesses. She's definitely a diva. And he walks past you and they get in the elevator and they go.
Well, I don't think they've even given her anything to do. I mean, she's a great mind. She can't sit in there all day and just stare at a wall. She has
No,
nothing to do in that room.
I agree.
I mean, she was painting a mural, but I imagine
Yeah.
she's got bigger ideas and a great deal of curiosity, I should think, about what's happened since she's been underground.
So are you going to go inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's anything we can bring as an olive branch, but I don't think we came prepared for this particular outburst. So I don't have a sack of gerbils or anything.
Every snake woman wants a bouquet of gerbils. So as you round the corner and the door slides open, for just a moment, you are all absolutely horrified. There is blood everywhere. And then you quickly realize that it's not blood, it's red paint. And she has splashed it all over the walls and the ceiling and all over the murals that she was painting. And as you come in, she's got her back to you and she turns quickly around. She's like, "What do you want?" "Oh, I'm sorry, it's you."
We understand that you've had a frustrating meeting with the
I'm
staff.
absolutely furious at them. They're just keeping me all pinned up. I can't even roam around the building.
I mean,
Welcome
Can you
back.
hear us, Goose?
yep. We're
Lady
talking.
bought some butter?
Nope.
Let's make sure he's connected. Okay.
The
So
but
I'll just recap what's been going on. You've been snooping around the building. A couple of days have gone by, and I'll give you the increases. You can increase a couple of your skills, by 5 points plus D10. You guys are all together. You've come down into the basement to speak with Tiranish. And as you got off the elevator, there was a very loud argument going on in that cell. Gonsalves de Luca and Tiranish. She's furious. They won't let her out. They won't let her even roam around the building. And so you've just walked in to her apartment, and there is red paint splashed all over the walls. And she's very angry. What do you want? "Oh, I'm sorry. It's you."
is that Tyrannish talking to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Talking to all of you. They just won't let me out. They just keep giving me excuses. I can't even look around the building. I think that they just keep asking me questions and asking me questions, and they're treating me like I'm just an encyclopedia of knowledge and not giving anything in return. I destroyed all of these because I'm tired of them using me as a tool. Look, I need to get out of here.
Tyranny, I understand that you're extremely frustrated in general at the moment. I'm curious whether you noticed anything new about the five of us since you saw us last.
And she looks at you and she says, "Well, I'd say Gustav is changing a bit more. The pheromones in the room are quite strong. Has something happened?"
I'm joining the ranks.
They're also hybrid now.
Yes, Green and I both were infected with the plague in Borneo, and rather than die that excruciating death, have chosen a new life. Not quite in your kind, I guess, but as a adjunct to your people.
Well, I've told Goose everything that he needs to know. I'm sure he talks to you as a friend. The change you have actually been you're more changed than he was when he first came back.
It was intentional, so painful but swifter.
She seems preoccupied in thinking, and not and aggressively thinking. She's plotting. I've got to find a way out of here at this point.
So
I'm
one
sorry, I'm
question.
distracted.
No, of course. You're being held here against your will. I'm curious. Obviously, the staff here are restricting you so extremely because they're afraid that you'll kill someone and leave and they'll never find you again. Is that how you understand it?
I don't know. They just don't. I think they want to use me. I'm some sort of valuable asset. And I mean, if I'm perfectly honest with you, you are the only people that I have enjoyed your company. I thought perhaps at first the human race had become very considerate, but these Caduceus people are expletive.
Well, what exactly did they ask you when we weren't around? What did they seem to want from you?
What haven't they asked me? They asked me about the entire history of my people and what were we working on when the disaster hit, when Mu was transported out of this universe. They want to know more about the gate technology that you've apparently encountered in this last place that you were. They wanted to know about other facilities that we had. We had facilities everywhere,
Did they seem especially interested in certain subjects more over the others? For example,
it's all a blur at this point.
Well,
I'm concerned that they want to know about the gate technology. I mean, we ran across that, and I don't know if I would want that in their hands.
I mean, it's like you and your aerial planes. It's a means to get from one place to another rather quickly. I'm sure that your people would figure it out eventually and make a worldwide network of teleportation.
Well, I don't know about that because we had a box that opened a gate to some sun place that exploded, and they didn't know how to shut it off once it started, and neither did we, and we near blew ourselves up.
Well, my civilization also damn near blew itself up a number of times, especially in opening gates to other dimensions. Bad thing to do. Very bad thing to do.
That seems what's happened in Borneo. They opened a gate to the Dreamlands and
that was just the
door.
Dreamlands.
Oh,
the Dreamlands are as close to you as going to bed at night, but there are higher dimensions where there are far more aggressive, and dangerous, and deadly things that would just as soon squish the earth, than just because it's in the way.
Something
So,
spat an extremely caustic substance out at us from a terrible void plane. But it might have been the Great Digger itself. It might not even have been something more exotic. Uh,
uh, yeah, doles can spit.
hmm. Tyrannish, if you had complete autonomy, what do you think you'd do with it?
Well, at the moment, I'd probably see what I'd gotten myself into after 10,000 or 13,000 years. But I suppose my mission remains the same. I also would like to find a way to move. That was my original intent, was to find a way back to the citadel of our ancestors where our scientific equipment was. If I could get to move, then I mean, it would be my intention to share it with everyone. Um, I want grand, great civilization. Civilization is what I believe in, that intelligent creatures can come together to become a great civilization. I don't want anyone else. Well, see, this is what we fought about so much 13,000 years ago. If something like, what do you call them now, the inner night, if they got a hold of it, they might be able to use it to destroy the entire world, which was their original intention. Not to destroy the planet, but to destroy all things other than themselves. And some might use it to try to dominate the world. It's a power source. There's weapons there of defense that could be turned into weapons of destruction.
Tools, being tools. What would, if you were not stuck in this compound, how is it that you would move forward to discover the sunken continent?
Honestly, I don't know.
Well, I'm
I mean,
wondering if,
I did spend 10,000 or 13,000 years in the Dreamlands looking for a way.
And
Um,
did you learn something there? Did you get some leads?
Not really. Of course, I got some leads, but nothing ever came to anything. Um, and of course, my knowledge of humanity increased there because the Dreamlands are filled with you humans at this point.
although I don't know if we're the same as sleepers as we are in our waking life. Your English is magnificent, but you might have learned other things that aren't
Uh,
accurate. It's hard to say.
yes, and the Dreamlands are somewhat behind. Although I did take a very pleasant trip on a train once.
Hmm. They have
Uh,
trains, so it's not that far behind.
well, it wasn't a
70
train like
years.
your trains.
Hmm.
uh, but
My
I I was impressed by some of your people there. So, and you're correct. Not everybody can get into the Dreamlands, but drugs sometimes can take you there, and meditation.
mm,
Being a ghoul.
And some people are gifted. The ghouls. Ghouls, yes, they travel back and forth between the two planes without any trouble at all.
my intention, Tyrannish, is to find a way that we can not send the powers that be at Caduceus into a frenzy of aggression, but allow you a degree of freedom or satisfaction. So I'm wondering if there are things that we can provide you here that will allow you to continue your study. For example, we have access to materials in the library that, some human knowledge that's accumulated since your civilization passed that might have clues to the location and nature of Mu. And if you could explore those, then we could begin to have a more mutual relationship rather than the exploitative one that you're suffering with. Because I think if we were to assist you in leaving this facility, there would just be a manhunt, and you don't have a people anymore. The descendants of your people are debased and violent and doing things like spreading the Yellow Death around Borneo.
Do you have amongst your people a teacher, someone who could guide me in knowing? I mean, you say you have a library, and the library is something we all know, but just walking into a library and picking up books doesn't really help. You need somebody to guide you to intelligence. Perhaps you can find someone. Gonsalves seems he's a little more like you than he is like them. He's somewhat helpful.
I think he has some vision, yes.
Someone who could guide me in learning something about your world. I have been told recently that you just got over a war of aggression that nearly spanned your entire planet.
I think it's dwarfed by some of the cataclysms that your people knew, but yes, it was, for our young species, truly a titanic event. The toll in death and suffering was enormous.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen again, but I'm sure that it will, because people have their ideologies.
No, we learned our lesson.
I'm sorry to burden you with all of these things. I know that you have been as helpful and straightforward with me as you possibly can.
I didn't feel burdened. I just want to find a solution, and it's difficult. Do any of you have an idea of who would be wise enough for Tyrannish to find a useful interlocutor?
There must be someone. There's a lot of people in this building.
There has to be someone. Cannot think of anyone right now.
No.
I
Well,
would.
I don't know if she would get any comfort from seeing one of the psychiatrists. They've helped us some, and you seem to be in mental distress. Maybe it could help there.
Have you told any of the psychologists about me? Do they know that I'm here? I haven't seen anyone like that.
We tend to be a little cautious about specifics during our sessions because of security issues, but I'm sure, well, that's actually, I mean, I wonder if Gonzalez has talked to them about your presence. They probably have concerns about whether your simply being here will have effects on the psychological well-being of people nearby. I mean, your species is powerfully mentally potent. We can look into that.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm aware of the logic of all of that. I'm a scientist. But I'm also in the middle of it. So I have emotions, you know.
Have they brought you any decent reading material?
Oh, a few things they want me to translate.
Mm, something for yourself that you want to read for yourself, I think Dr. Harrow means.
Yeah.
But like I say, I don't really know what I'd want to read.
Hmm. Well, that's the first
Um,
thing. We can bring you the complete works of Plato, Shakespeare, Cervantes, Goethe. That'll occupy a little bit of your time. And you might find clues to what we are in some of that material.
okay, yes.
And your capacity with our modern languages will only increase as a result, and that too will give your mentality something to do. Do you feel as though you're fully recovered from your 13,000 year sleep?
Well, yes, I feel quite good.
Hmm.
Um, they're bringing me proper food too, and she sort of points over at a curtain, and you realize that there are little cages back there with guinea pigs and things in them.
I'm glad they're
Well, I
bringing.
have heard they taste like chicken.
I would like to try chicken. Do they scream a lot when you swallow them?
They're a little bigger than a guinea pig. We usually kill them and pluck them and everything before we eat them. We prepare them. We eat them dead.
Well, to each his own, I suppose. She probably doesn't show you that her jaw can open, like
Well,
all the
and
chicken in there.
they're cousins. Um, I mean, they're closer uh, phylogenetically than we are to you. They're sharp. They got sharp points in the front, sharp points at the back. The way a gopher just, you know, goes down, not like that. A lot of might be fun. I
Well,
don't know. If you'd like
I'll
chicken, I'm sure we could arrange it.
I'll see what Gonsalves will bring me next time.
But we'll
Well,
compile a list of meaningful texts. Oh, you might find the Old and New Testaments and the Quran interesting. We've got a really new religion, a couple thousand years old, that's swept the whole planet. I know as a scientist you're not a fan, but there's interesting bits. There was a flood since you went to sleep that wiped out most of humanity. And people only recall it in myth because we're such a new species.
Well, we didn't have writing back then, right? So
Yeah.
hard to keep
I
track
wouldn't
of things
be
then.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's been cataclysms in the past. Uh, you know, when the dinosaurs got out of hand, we had to do something about it.
But you arranged that? I didn't
Well,
notice
I
that.
didn't, but there was a time when the dinosaurs got way out of hand. That's when the first civilization, the first Serpentine Empire fell.
That's we
I
have
mean,
an expression in English you may have heard the Dreamlands, playing with fire.
release a whole bunch of carnivorous animals in the world, and genetic manipulation is not a very good thing sometimes.
Am I
But
able
if it
to
wasn't
show her
for,
the flower that we brought back?
oh, I forgot about that. So aside for a moment, Fern, you ran into a difficult situation. Um, every time you opened the bottle that something from the Dreamlands was in, it evaporated.
Hmm.
Somehow the glass kept it in this world, but once it was exposed, it evaporated out of existence, like the jungle did.
Good news with the dole, bad news with magic flowers.
And bad news for publishing the next great article on this new species.
Would have been the Voynich manuscript that would have had all of these weird species. Oh, maybe the Voynich manuscript is dreamland plants, and that's why it's never been deciphered. All right. So she dismisses, I was going to say she dismisses you, but she obviously says she's not in a good mood because of this, and she has things to think about, and she'll look forward to your sending her things to read. She'll try your religious text, but she's not going to be, it's religion.
I'll arrange to have some chicken eggs sent to her at least. Like those she can easily eat.
Oh,
Maybe
sure.
she hasn't tried those before. Just as, we try to help, but we cannot really do that much. Just to ease her.
All right. And, they arrange, we'll say that Gonsalves recommends, a scholar named, I don't know, Teresa Banks. I don't know why I said Teresa Banks. That's a Twin Peaks reference. Henrietta Banks to bring her reading material and explain stuff to her that she needs to know.
Mhm.
Okay, so we'll say it's the third day long. What do you guys want to do? Gustav's been snooping around. Jack's been fiddling with stuff.
Stoney, you want to try to take a crack at that idea Goose had about maybe something that could sniff out snake people?
Yeah, I like it. Let's do it.
Get down to the lab and see what we can figure out. Crack out that obnoxiously large manual for the viral analyzer and see if we can come up with something.
Yeah, I'll say, why don't you roll whatever you think's appropriate, mechanical engineering, or whatever you have highest in.
I got mechanical repair for the more mechanical side. Stoney, what have you got as far as skills applicable?
I've got mechanical repair, operate heavy machinery. Don't have anything in electrical repair.
I got a little bit there.
Got a little
Okay.
math.
Math might work too. Why don't you guys roll whatever your skills are in those?
Okay. I will roll mechanical repair. I'm pretty good at that. So,
All right. I'll try my math skills. It's not the greatest, but I'll try. Holy cow, I passed.
I did not. I wrote a 72 over my 68 of mechanical repair. I'm going to spend luck because whatever, we don't need it.
Sure.
Yeah, we're in New York.
Mm.
So I'll get it down to a 72 down to a 68. What is that? 4 points?
Yeah.
So I'll spend the 4 points to succeed.
So you begin an experiment and start trying to isolate bits and pieces of the manual, specifically the part that analyzes substances. Now, at the moment, I'll say at this point in time, you're able to sort of figure out how you can get something that will detect serpentine DNA or the changes that are in the serpentine DNA, even if you don't know what DNA is yet. But you still need a blood sample or a bodily fluid sample in order to do it.
Probably want one from Goose and from Harrow or Green, the two different stages of it. That way we can calibrate to, get like a
and I'll say that at some point
person.
You might be able to make it aerosol so that it can sniff it in the air. But at this point it's too far to go.
So we'll probably politely request, samples from Dr. Hero and Goose, just for our try to calibrate things. So
Okay.
what have we come up with, Stony? What's it kind of looking like?
Um, I'm imagining that so it only takes liquid kind of stuff, is that right?
Yeah, I think at this stage, yeah.
Yeah, I'm imagining it looks kind of like some sort of strange canister with a thing attached to the outside of it. And you have to kind of unscrew it, put the samples down in it, and screw it back together. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm thinking
So at
for
this
right
stage,
now.
we've kind of got a portable viral analyzer, and our next step is to try to make it, sniff the air, around things. So
Well,
Yeah.
then it only gives you feedback as a little quiet beep
yeah,
if it indicates you don't have a computer screen or anything
right,
like that
yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
So
know
we've
how
got
that
something
works.
portable that if we can get a sample of something, you know, but step two is trying to get something that'll kind of read the general vicinity pheromones or whatever. So
Yeah.
probably takes us a whole day or so to get to that
Yeah.
point.
It's a work in progress,
Oh,
we're making
more like
progress.
weeks. It'll be
Yeah.
weeks to get to that
Yeah.
point. Right. So what are you guys going to do next? I know Gustav probably has some plans.
I do float. Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
just circling back on the door and key thing. At some point, I do float the idea that if Fern, with your photographic memory, if you can somehow get a look at a key or something, I could probably work with you to like make at least a one use type of thing to unlock a door. So
Who would most likely have the key? Maybe
Um,
DeLuca?
Gonzalez has all access, and he's easier to talk to and less suspicious.
That's true. I was just trying to make it so maybe I could just get my eyeballs on it and not have to get too up close and personal so they become suspicious.
yeah, if you can
So
kind of get an
Fern-
idea of the ridges and stuff, I can maybe replicate something that probably won't
Fern,
hold up
do
to
a
multiple uses, but
Fern, do a spot hidden for me. And this is a long, drawn out spot hidden over the course of the weeks that you guys have been
Pass.
here.
Well, yeah, pass.
So you've probably eaten in the commissary a few times. You've gotten fairly familiar with the girls in the various typing pools upstairs. They're as I don't want to use the word common, but they're as normal everyday typists. Um, and you've seen them in the restrooms, and you've seen them around, and you've seen them coming and going. There is one woman that you see her in the morning. You've actually gotten on the same elevator as her at some point, but you've never seen her in the commissary, and you've never seen her walking around. So you have a good suspicion that she works on the 17th or 18th floor. Um, uh, and by chance this morning, you've both walked over and gotten into the elevator together. She's an older woman. She's dressed in sort of severe gray. She is meticulous, and she really looks like a, a secretary sort of person. Um, you guys are alone for a moment in the elevator, and elevators are not really super fast. So
I think I'll bend down to tie my shoe, and as I'm getting back up, I accidentally bump her. I'm hoping that
Oh.
she's got the key or something like dangling on her waistband or something.
she just says, she looks at you and she says, pardon me, I'm sorry. And she moves over from you.
I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz.
Oh, that's that's quite all right. Um, you're Fern Meadows, aren't you?
I am. How'd you know that?
She says, I'm Joshua Meadham's personal secretary. And she turns smartly towards you and she shakes your hand. Dolores Parville.
Oh my goodness. So good to meet you. Yes, we just met Mr. Meadam for the first time the other day.
Yes, he's quite a remarkable individual.
He is quite stern though, don't you agree?
He's a very serious man. Yes, I've known him for years.
And how long
Um,
have you worked for the company?
oh, I'm probably going on 25 years at this point.
Oh my goodness.
I was here before when it was still a pharmaceutical company.
You must really love your job to have stayed here that long.
I do. I have a very nice desk upstairs. Mr. Meadham's always treated me very well. I take care of all of his. I manage all of his stuff, and um, I'm in the. I mean, that's my job.
Well, how often does Mr. Meadam come to the headquarters?
Oh, he's here a lot. When he's not here, he's at his estate.
Well, I sure would like to see up there. I mean, I know that we're not allowed and all, but I am very
Yes,
curious.
that's not possible. That would have to be cleared with Mr. DeLuca.
Well,
Um,
Mr. DeLuca is about as delightful as a hot hell on Sunday.
he's I mean that's his business. He takes it very seriously, as do I. We have some girls in the typing pool up there, but all of the really important stuff goes through me.
That's so interesting. I mean, I guess I could talk to DeLuca, but I just don't see him being open to giving me a tour.
How are you liking working here?
So far, it's been an adventure. I mean, I went from being in a laboratory all the time, and now I get to travel the world and see all these different things.
Indeed.
But I suppose for you, I mean, it's a lot of papers and a lot of shuffling, same day, in and out.
It helps to be very much to enjoy organization. Yes. And since we're alone in the elevator, I am aware of your more sensitive uh, projects with the company.
Oh, goodness, that's a relief. I haven't felt like I've been able to talk to anybody about anything except
Oh,
for, my partners. But oh, I just, I don't know how to go about making people happy here. Sometimes I feel out of sorts. We have Miss Tyranniche. She's just angry all the time now because she's stuck in that room, and I don't know what to do.
yes, I know the security in the building is pretty high. Um, Believe me, it's necessary for the people that we are fighting against. They will stop at nothing um, to damage this company. Fern, from the way she talks, you definitely get the feeling that she is 100% devoted to maybe more to Mr. Meadam than to the company, but definitely the company is Mr. Meadam. So um, she gets a little sparkly eyed when she talks about Mr. Meadam. So, um, but you get to level 8, or rather, wait, you get to No, you would get to 16, and the elevator stops. She says, "Oh, were you getting out here?"
Well, I suppose I am now. I've been talking to you and didn't even realize that we'd
I'm
gone up
sorry,
so high.
I distracted you. And she pulls out a card and she hands it to you. And she says, perhaps if we get some free time, we can chat.
Oh, that would be
Um,
lovely.
and now if you'll excuse me, and she pulls out her key and she's like, you're not allowed up higher than this.
Oh, no, I understand. Well, thank you so much, and it was so nice meeting you. I do hope we can grab a cup of coffee sometime.
Of course.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, you have a great day at work.
And the door closes and you hear the elevator go up higher. So now you're stuck up on 16 and you got to go all the way back down.
It was worth it, though. I have the key image.
Yeah, and it wasn't really a funny, weird looking key. You could sort of see, position 3, position 4, position 5, whatever they call the ridges on a key.
All right. Yep. And I'm going to take out my little notebook and draw it out for Mr. Buzz.
Okay. All right, what next?
I have a key to make eventually at some point, or try to. I mean, I work with cars. Surely that people have needed replacement keys before, so I probably have, at least the know-how and tools to.
You've probably invented car parts.
Yeah.
So you've got a machine shop where you've got
Yeah.
all the tools necessarily.
Yep. Give me that drawing. I can run over to my shop and within a couple hours, probably be back with something that, should work.
Yeah, or 3 or 4 things that might work so that one of them's sure to.
Yeah.
Goose, I'd like to take a minute to drop by City Hall and look at the plans of the Meadham building. And in fact, the plans of the train and sewer lines underneath and things, that we can get a better idea of how many basements there might be. Because you can't actually dig a basement where there's a train running or a power cable. So if we if we do a little bit of public information requesting, we could probably get a much better idea about what's under that dome and what else is hiding in that building.
That sounds like a great idea. Because I was thinking I have either 2 options. I go upstairs, try to disguise myself as one of the people who belong there, or I try to get upstairs and just try not to be seen by anyone. And if I have a lay of the land, I can definitely make it myself a whole lot easier. So that's a great idea.
General knowledge too is that these people aren't here 24 hours a day. So,
I was going to ask, but the building is open 24 hours, right? But probably the security increases during the night.
well, it's a big building, so
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure they have 24-hour people, but they have to process a lot more people coming and going during the public hours. They're
Yeah,
probably
sure.
a relatively small crew at night. Although, again, for all we know, they have 4 ghouls that sit in a cage at 17. I mean, we just don't know what they're up to.
You cannot know what you don't know.
there are also security assumptions that, I mean, they would expect that the only way up to 17 or 18 is via the stairs or the elevator. So you'd only need a couple of guards to keep their eyes on it, because not all of the elevator shafts go all the way up. There's just a couple of them that do.
But
Now
the
that you're
shafts,
more snaky, though, have you thought about maybe you can squeeze into tight spaces better than you could before?
No, he hasn't become a snake yet. So,
I don't think I can. I haven't tried, but I don't think it doesn't. My body doesn't feel like that would work.
It's
Um,
also worth noting, though, that the elevator shafts all go all the way up and down, even if they don't stop at certain floors. You don't, the mechanism is at the top and the bottom. It just doesn't have access points, but you can make access points. And the other reason I asked about balconies is because people don't lock doors to places people can't get to.
Definitely true.
Yeah. So we just want to I want an array of choices so we can choose the one that doesn't get us in hot water but gets us the information we need. So yeah,
also, and
City Hall.
I'll mention it because you probably would think of it. It's also roof access. So yeah, there's a number of ways if you want to do it.
Yeah,
Um,
let's get a lay of the land, and then I think that'll help inform our decision about what would work best.
okay. So the two of you are going to City Hall. You want to find uh, information on the Meadham building. I'd like both of you can do a library use, which is what
Hoping
you're
I
going
could
through
sweet
filing
talk somebody
cabinets and
into
stuff.
it, but I,
Yeah,
uh,
I'm two away from a hard, so and I'm not spending any luck, so hell, I can make an extreme. Because and we're assuming we're not going to be attacked in the next 20 minutes.
I'm
Okay.
34 away from a regular, so please go ahead.
Are you going to make it an extreme then?
Sure, I'll
Cool.
go nuts.
So, um, you do find that there may have been some sort of an attempt to keep records uh, private. But by what you found the previous buildings that were on that spot. Um, you find the Meadham building as it was built in the beginning. And what it shows is that there was no dome originally.
Hmm.
And then you find an architectural change to it. The dome was added to make it, I guess, prettier, to hide the water tanks and stuff like that, and the
Hmm.
elevator mechanisms. But there is an antenna on the top of the dome to receive radio.
We've used that.
The basement is really interesting because originally there was just a single basement and a kind of parking structure. Um, but, and that sort of is where you hit a dead end, but then that led you to a number of other documents that led to other documents. You found the contractors who increased the basement area and redesigned it. And there should be 3 basements in the building now.
Hmm.
And
It doesn't show any details about what they are.
that's beside the parking, or is one of those 3 where parking was or is?
No, the parking was changed. So you're thinking that the parking is now part of the second level, and there is a basement below that. Now, it might just be for utilities, but the
there's a lack
elevator
of
shafts
detail.
should go all the way down to it.
Hmm. Is there information about the design firm or architectural firm that did the dome and or the antenna?
Sure.
Okay, but not the names don't ring any bells or
No, just
um Yeah, and the antenna leads to a radio tower, and presumably also there's a lightning rod. Wonder where else it leads. We could trace some wires too. While we're here, Goose, looking at recent building plans for the area, what's the nearest building that's a few stories taller but not very far away? Should we want to say slide downward to the roof? And I wonder if
Oh,
we know the access to the dome, or if there's got to be an access door to the dome.
yeah, there should be a utility door. So this says that the Meadham building is currently one of the tallest buildings in New York.
In that area.
So the question is, you can do a luck roll, I suppose.
I've got enormous luck, but the thing is that
I mean, I can roll for luck, but I'm basically at max, so I didn't.
I think most likely since I think that the Meadham building overlooks Central Park on one side. It's Park Row.
right.
David, you might know better than I do.
Yeah, I think we learned Park Row is actually downtown. Yeah, no, if it's one of the tallest buildings and we're talking about the 30s, then the other closest things would be the Empire State and the Chrysler Building, far from each other and far from the Meadham. There's no way we're going to slalom down from a nearby thing. It's just too high.
But maybe climb up.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're still looking at options, but that's not the roof access that we're planning.
Right.
And there are no easily accessible fire escapes or fire escapes at all going all the way to 17, 18 or roof, right?
Fire escapes are external things for smaller buildings. Anything that's got elevators has internal fire stairs.
Yeah,
multiple levels.
there are stairs inside the building.
Okay.
But they'll often have alarmed doors.
These guys have high-tech elevators, so they'll definitely have something rigged up.
It actually on the plans you can see that the stair shafts. Oh, I guess it wouldn't show on the plans, but it's good. It's the same thing as the elevators. You theoretically could go all the way up to 16 on the stairs, but when you got to 7 and 8, the doors would be locked. And if you tried to go above or below that, then the doors would be locked.
From one side. So fleeing people could flee. I mean, Jack's already mentioned having a fire hazard, so there's another option. But I think we'd like to create as little general mayhem as possible.
And there are a lot of innocent people in the building, so.
Oh, I mean, a fire hazard
burned down the building.
No, a fire hazard can be a bucket of coal under a fire alarm that makes everyone evacuate. But
I'm not to the point of blowing a grenade off in, headquarters yet. I'm thinking trash can fire, maybe.
We're more head conkers than in-house grenaders.
This is a pulp campaign, so it is kind of like the serials before a movie.
And we're more likely to bonk a security guard right now.
We want to see Buzz throw another grenade.
If bonking doesn't work, grenading does. So.
Well, I mean, we do work in a lab, and there are volatile things in a lab.
All right.
I think just taking the elevator at 2, 3 a.m. Or taking the even better, probably even better, the stairs at 2, 3 a.m. because you can open the door on your own pace and scope it out. Or maybe stick a mirror under the door first, see if, if anybody's watching. Everybody has to go to the toilet sometime or have to take a break. So if there's only one person watching, you'll always find a window sometime.
And
All right.
you can also bring a hypnotist with you
That might
in
work as well.
case things go awry. I mean, between bonking, hypnotizing, grenading, and sneaking, we should manage. I mean, they hired us for our skills. They're just not aware that they've given us reason to be suspicious of them.
Well,
Indeed.
yeah, they might assume a level of suspiciousness just in general because how they run the whole thing. But who knows?
All right. So is there anything else you want to do that'll only take 4 minutes, since that's about what we've got left?
Not to do, but I do want to mention that when I go to make the key, I've been working with Stony a lot with our hands. Stony's kind of becoming my people, so I probably take Stony to the shop with me to introduce him to Frankie and kind of show him what we're up to. So
Cool.
nothing too impactful, but
I wanted to go to the lockup where they have all the weapons so he could fit me with a really cool knife.
And
Okay, yeah, you go to what's his name?
Randall?
Philip Connors.
Oh,
Philip Connors is the quartermaster. So yeah, he gives you a really cool knife.
check out where they keep the sun bomb just in case we ever need to.
Well, the sun bomb is on a shelf in the area with all of the artifacts. Do you want to go
That's
look
probably
at
not
it?
the best place for it.
No, definitely, definitely not.
But we'll say that it's at least under lock and key. But
Oh,
Just
okay,
saying.
that's better.
I mean, I can't lie. I mean, if Buzz would probably want to at least look at a working sun bomb, for
yeah, that makes
future
sense.
reference.
Well, let's do that. Let's say, Jack, you want to go and look at the Christ, I can't remember the name.
How
Haftaling.
have to lie?
Have to lay
Yeah.
device, yeah.
I wonder
Um,
if you could put that on an X-ray device and see how it works. Or if you put that X-ray device, you'll turn the universe inside out.
Yeah.
Want to flip a coin?
in order to examine it, you'll need clearance because, and you're told by whoever, quartermaster or Gonsalves, that it's very delicate, but it's in perfect condition.
Yeah.
So you can open it up, you can see the gears, you can learn how to set the device for the timer and so forth, and even
cool.
yeah, in a way, the size of the gate, it's going to be a devastation anyway when it goes off.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
any information you have on it, the last one I messed with was, damaged. So I just kind of want to get an idea of how it works and what it's supposed to do, and
Yeah,
don't really want to mess with it, but
and there's actually a number of scrolls that apparently detail in great detail how to construct a half-terrain device, but they're all in Persian.
I will.
So it's just scribbles to you.
I will either take those two or bring Dr. Harrow to them.
Okay.
Only we had a linguistic.
I would like you also, while you're up there, to do a spot hidden for me.
Okay. Ooh, that is a 13 under 52, which is a hard success. 3 away from extreme if I need it.
There is an object on one of the shelves that you see. It's strange. At first, you think it's some sort of egg. It's ball shaped, but there are ridges along the sides of it, and it's quite unusual in color. It looks kind of blue or purple, and it's metallic in the light. As you move it, it kind of changes color a little bit. And there are an array of green crystals along the top of it, which look very much like the green crystals
Yeah.
that you saw on the other one. Um, but it wasn't made, you can't figure out how a human would hold the thing. It seems like there's almost too many things. So it doesn't seem to make much difference. But holding it in your hand, it does something very strange. Whenever you hold it still, it doesn't really do anything. But when you move it, you can feel a vibration, like it's attached to something in the surrounding air. Um, do let's see, what would you do to try to figure something out that's you can do a mechanical.
So say if it has moving parts, probably mechanical repair.
Okay.
And that is a pass, regular success.
It now, under normal circumstances, that wouldn't work, but you've got weird science. This
Yeah.
is definitely weird. It doesn't really have moving parts, but these little ridges along here that almost seem to be like for fingers, except that they're too thin for your fingers, and there's a lot more of them than five. But you seem to be able to kind of activate it. What you discover is it somehow manipulates gravity, but not like your tool, not like the thing back at your lab.
Yeah.
This is directed. You can sort of direct it at an object, and you can make the object lighter or heavier.
And so I can kind of use it right now, but not perfectly because
You think if you study it and study it and study it, you might. It doesn't seem at all useful that you could do this with something like a piece of paper. But if it could be amplified, or if it does amplify it, you could, in theory, lift something off the ground like a tank, or you could crush the tank under its own gravity.
I have a little bit of sleight of hand and a lot of luck. I'm going to try to take it.
Oh, you can take it. I mean, you've been told you can play around with things in this room. It's just the half-ring device that's locked up.
Oh, so if I
Technically, we have to sign things out.
Yeah,
You
you have to sign them out and say you're studying.
So if
Can
he
I-
doesn't want to sign it out, he might
Yeah.
choose not.
So
That's
say,
fine.
can I sign it out under Dr. Green's name?
Dr. Green's not allowed to play with stuff.
Well, that's a good point.
I want to take it and I want to get it to my shop. Is that something I can do legally, or do I need to sleight of hand this thing?
Why don't you, well, you going to talk to Connors? I think that, why don't you try to persuade him?
Okay. So Connors shows up. I think I can do a lot with this to make our goal a lot more achievable. If I can use this thing, I kind of have an idea of how it works. I think I need to study it and maybe make slight modifications to make it where I can use it better. But I need to take it out of here and spend some time with it on my own to try to figure it out. I will roll my persuade. Oh my God. That's not great. That is a 98 over 30.
Holy cow.
So he'll give you this. You can work with it in your lab here, but don't take it out of the building.
Okay, I can do that. If I don't make headway in the lab, we are sleight of handing this thing. But for now, I will.
He says that it's extremely rare. We don't have any idea where it came from. It doesn't seem to have any of the marks of a civilization that we're aware of. It has little dots all over it, little indentations. All right. And so here's what you do. When you want to try to use it, it's let's see, how does this go? You need a hard intelligence roll, except that you don't. You need a regular intelligence roll because of your weird science.
I'm pretty smart.
To get it to work. You can roll when you do it. You can, because you don't know yet. 1d6 will determine if it's on a 1 to 3. Its gravity will be increased, and 4, 5, 6. It's decreased. But if you fumble, it will affect you instead of your target. So don't.
Yep. All right.
All right. And I think that's where we'll end it for tonight. Our players included Cone Lighton, Carrie Comer, Kent Blue, Julian Arba, David Gasaway, and Dakota will be back next week. He had internet problems. And with yours truly as the keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Pulp Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.